Hey guys, so today I did a simple eye with a bold lip. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, then just keep on watching. The first thing that I like to do is just start with a clean palette so my foundation doesn't cake up or oil like around my nose or where I get the oiliest. And for this I use the Clean and Clear Lemon Exfoliating Wipes, and I basically just take this and rub it all over my face. It really takes all the dirt and all the oil away, so it's not gonna, like I said, cake up and get oily throughout the day. It just helps your primer work its best, whether you're using a moisturizer or anything like that. So then for primer, I don't really use like an actual labeled primer. I use the Neutrogena Hydra Boost Body Balm, just because I feel like once you have like that really moisturized skin, it helps keep your foundation on a lot longer throughout the day and it doesn't cake up. All things just to help make it, you know, kind of stay. And honestly, I just love the feeling it gives you. You just feel refreshed, you feel hydrated, all the good stuff. Then for foundation, I'm personally a matte lover. I love anything matte just because I have a really kind of oily, it gets really oily throughout the day, and I've been trying to go more drugstore and venture out and try a little bit of everything. And right now my favorite is the Maybelline Fit Me, the matte poreless. And usually I would take a sponge, but I'm trying to venture out, and I'm going to be taking the S94 from Morphe. It's one of my favorite foundation brushes, and I really just like to just put a little bit on my hand, put some on my face. And with this, it is medium to full coverage. It's not completely full coverage, but I like it for an everyday look just because it's not gonna look cakey and really thick like you're having a lot of makeup on. It really gives you that not a lot of makeup look, but really good coverage. I'm gonna go in with circular motions just to make sure all of it is gonna be blended in. See, you can tell it already gets rid of all my redness right there. And I make sure I blend this by my ear and by my neck. And then I always want to make sure I get really close to my hairline, especially because for some reason I have a really red scalp. I don't know, it's probably because I'm so pale. And the one thing you never want to do when you're blending, especially with brushes, is like drag down. I see myself doing it sometimes, and then I'm like, no, it's gonna smear it in and it's gonna take some of it off and leave like little red patches. So you just want to make circular motions. Next, I'm going to go in with my concealer, and now that I'm filming, I realized that I use a lot more Maybelline products than I thought. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I'm in shade Fair, yep. When doing this, I just like to put it at the high points of my face, and I always use a concealer one shade lighter than my actual foundation, so it really gives you that lively look and brightens up your face. Then with the same brush, I just blend all of that out. This is the part that you're really gonna have to stick with me, because I know that I use a lot of powder, but in the end it really helps my makeup stay on all day. Literally, usually for school I would wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, do my makeup, and I would have it on, go to work, literally get off at like 11, and it would still look fine. With my powder, it's the Maybelline Fit Me. I feel like the whole Fit Me line really does me justice, and it's really cheap. I think it's like maybe like $6 to $8, and that's really good compared to like a $40 foundation or a $40 to $50 setting powder, you know. But when I go in with setting powders, I usually like to go in with like a translucent and or something that's a little bit lighter than my actual skin tone. And I'll take this on a big brush. This is the M400 by Morphe, and I literally just put it all over my face. Now we're going to bring some liveliness back to her face, and I'm going to use the Smashbox. It's the Contour and Spotlight palette. She's definitely used. I used to use the Kat Von D, and then I hit pan, and every time I hit pan, I just kind of like to get a new one and, you know, try different things out. But what I do is, I did have a different brush by Morphe, but I don't know where it went. So this is just a powder brush from like one of those packs at Walmart, but it does just as well. And I'm going to dip into this shade right here, this bronzy shade, and just kind of brush it all over my face, right here where I would normally contour, right underneath the cheekbones. And you can already tell just a little bit, just bring some life back into your face. Now, my biggest tip with blending is when you're blending, if you're wanting to do like eyeliner or something like that, that's when you need to hold the brush close. When you want to blend and have that really airbrush look, the farther, whatever it is, you hold the brush to the end, the better movement you get, and the better it's gonna blend and just give you that really airbrush look. I also go onto my forehead, just at the top, and I want to make sure I'm going where my temple is as well, just so it gives you that 3 look. Dip into the same palette, and I'm gonna dip into this shade. These don't have names, I don't think. It's literally just says contour and bronze. So I'm gonna dip in the contour, tap off the excess, and I'm using the Morphe M104, and I'm just gonna go right over that, and I'm gonna start at the top of my ear and drag down, and you'll be able to see it when you turn, how it's giving you definition. And just little baby circular motions. As you can see the difference, you can actually see my cheekbone and it looks a lot more defined. When you're contouring your cheeks, you don't want to take it all the way down to your lip. That's gonna give you this weird, just dead look. It just makes you look dead. You want to make sure that you can't tell where it begins or where it stops. That's how blended you want it. I'm gonna take it on my forehead again with the temples and just blend it out. And then lastly, I just hit some, just a little bit. You don't even really want to dip back into the contour, and just really kind of just blend it on my jawline. Then with just another cute little Walmart brush, it doesn't really matter. I kind of like it with the oval top. I'm gonna dip into more powder, and I'm just gonna put this at the high points of my eye, and I'm not gonna brush it off. This is what people call baking stage, and I'm gonna pat it on there. and make sure it gets into the concealer, even though we already put powder on. But I want to make sure that these parts stay, because these are the parts that get the most oily throughout the day, and I want that extra matte look. I like to use just little dabbing motions to really press it into the skin without wiping it off. Then I take it underneath the contour just to make it look really sharp and kind of clean it up. This is going to definitely help add definition to it and give you that really cut jawline and cheekbone. You really want to pack it like wherever you know you're most oily, and especially like on those smile lines, because your mouth moves the most. You know, you talk, you smile, laugh, whatever, so your smile lines are going to become more prominent throughout the day, and we don't want that. So you want to make sure that you're really packing it into the smile lines. Now for brows, I usually use like CoverGirl's pencil micro brow or whatever it is, but I'm trying the Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I've loved it so far. It's a lot easier since I obviously don't have much eyebrows, and I'm using her angle brush with the spoolie at the end. I like to take like just a little compact mirror, because I like to get a lot closer and see like what I'm actually doing, so I can see what I need to clean up afterwards. The shade I'm going in with is soft brown, and it's just a little bit darker than my actual hair color. I like to take the spoolie first, and I like to brush the hairs up just so I can get that bottom line. And I'll take the end, make sure there's no like extra product on the side so it doesn't make it so messy, and then I'll just start. You never want to start at the front of it, because you want the front to look blended. So you kind of want to start in the middle and kind of start to draw your line. I think that's the most mistake that most people make, is they want to start at the front and then drag it. Now you don't, after you have that line, your first instinct is to dip into some more product. You want to take that product that you have, because it's actually packed on there, and you want to try to blend it out to the middle and up, so it gives you that natural look. Now taking the rest of the product that you use from the top, you want to take it at the bottom and just ever so slightly with a very, very gentle hand, start to create that bottom line, and just on the bottom. You don't want to make it at the top yet, because you want to try to make natural looking hairs at the front. You can start to see like where it's coming from. Then I like to fill in the very end of the tail to make it look a little bit darker, because you always want the end to be a little bit darker than the front, because it makes it look very, very blended and gives it that ombre look. Then the rest of that product, you're gonna go again, making those little brush like strokes to make it look like little hairs are there. The power of brows. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eyebrow off camera, because you kind of get the gist now. With another angled brush, this is Morphe's angled brush with the little spoolie at the end. I just like to take a concealer, and I like to take it and drag it underneath, just like that, to clean up the brush. And I will take the angled brush, and I'll first drag it down so there's not so much product, and then I'll make the line. Then I'll just take my finger and I will pat it out and blend it. Then I will take just a little bit, that looks like I'm flipping the camera off. I'll take some setting powder and just pat that on right underneath it. I already primed my eyes, and I'm going to be dipping into the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, and I think I'm going to go in first with Hazelnut. And again, this is just like a random brush that I found. I bought on Amazon, I'm pretty sure. But it's really fluffy and it's nice for transition shades. What I like doing with my transition shades is I'll look up, but look into the mirror. Take it and press it right there on the crease. Start on the outer corner, and until I get the blend that I like, I won't take it to the outer. This trick is really good, especially if you have like hooded eyes. It really helps get in there and not make it look so patchy or look like there's a line across your eye. Because I know that when I first started makeup, that's the biggest problem I had. So I had to try to find like different tricks to do that. And you don't want to lift your eye at all. Like try to pull up your eyebrow, because that's gonna leave like little wrinkle looks because it's stretched, and then it's gonna look smushed kind of. So you just kind of want to close your eye just a little bit and look down, but tilt your head back. Now with the same brush, I'm not gonna dip back into hazelnut. I don't really want that color any darker. I'm gonna actually dip into milk chocolate just to kind of define the crease. So we're not gonna put this any higher. We're gonna stay right in the crease just so to get that nice dark definition. Oh, I was like, ooh, food? What? Where? But it's just the palette. It smells like chocolate. Pretty. Brown. Now taking a different brush. This is a Morphe. It doesn't have a number on it, but it's kind of flat and it's a little bit more dense than the rest. I'm gonna dip into Semi-Sweet. It's just a little bit darker, and I'm just gonna pack this first on the outer corner right underneath where our crease is, and just kind of pack it on. Now taking the same brush and not dipping into any more product that we used for the transition and the crease, I'm just gonna help blend that darker color out all over, and I'm gonna blend it up. We're gonna do the same look tilt, and it just kind of blends it all together. Now on a MAC 242S, it's just a really flat synthetic brush. I usually use this for cut creases, but today I'm just gonna take a shimmer and I'm gonna pack it on to where I would normally do my cut crease. I'm gonna dip into Creme Brulee. It's kind of like a pinky, almost gold, and I'm really gonna pack that on there. Then I like to take the MAC Fix Plus, and I'll just take this and I'll take my, if I can get it, my shimmer, and I just spray it. This helps this shimmer really pop, and it's a lot more pigmented when you do this. I'm gonna take it and really very carefully start on the outer, but not where the corner is, and just start packing it on, and you can already tell it's on there. And most people like to swipe and try to wipe it on there, but if you take it and you just pat it, it actually gives you a cleaner, sharper line than you would if you were to try to drag it. And that's the same thing with cut creases as well. The time that you want to drag it is where you get to the outer corner, and that's when you don't have a lot of product left and you're just kind of dragging it into the other color to make it blend. Now taking the same color that we put in the outer corner, I want to kind of deepen it up and kind of make it look like we did a cut crease. So I'm just going to take a smaller brush and kind of blend it out, because we still want that blended effect. I still think I want the outside a little bit darker, so I think I'm gonna go in with Triple Fudge Dip into that. It's really just like a deep brown. Tap off the excess because we just want it a little bit, and tap it on there. Now once you think you've gotten the product that you like, I always like to add a little bit more shimmer in the inner corner. So I'm going to go and call it in the Blue Blood palette on a M431 Morphe brush, and again taking the Fix Plus, spraying it a little bit, and then you just basically don't stab your eye, but you're just going to tap, pat it on to give it that nice highlighted look. It's a little too much, so we're gonna blend that out a little bit. Then going in with the same brush and the same eyeshadow, I like to add just a little bit to my brown bone, spraying it again. Then taking Morphe's M562, it's just a very small. Took me for some reason forever to find a brush like this, and I finally found one, I think Ulta, when I was going shopping in Franklin. I love to use this underneath my eye just to really get really close and hug that line. You basically want to just repeat the steps that you did and just blend it out. Now when it comes to the really darker shades, you want to get as close as possible to your waterline because you don't want to drag those out. It's going to make it look just kind of like you have like black mascara like running down your face. That's what it looks like to me. So you just want to take it just very light-handed, just on the outer, very close to your eye, and you're going to blend it in to the top shadow. Boom. Done. Now I'm going to do the other eye off camera, and I'm back for the lashes. The other eye is done. Since we've had this powder sitting on our face for the whole time, I'm actually going to take the brush that I used to do my bronzer without dipping into any more product, and I'm just going to sweep all of the powder off, whatever is left, so we don't look so pale. Since I'm using the brush that I did when I did my bronzer, it's going to kind of bring some life back into us without taking away the high points, the light that we want. Now I'm going to go into the Revolution Pro HD Amplified palette, and I like to dip in for my highlight into these two colors because this one's a little too light for me and that one just kind of evens it out. I like to use the Morphe M510, and I dip in just to both of those, and again taking MAC Fix Plus, spraying it, and then circular motions very slowly, starting at the cheekbone and kind of dragging it down a little bit and then up. I feel like it just kind of gives you like a healthy little glow. Then just with my finger I mix the two, add some on the tip of my nose, on the bridge, and I feel like the most like misconstrued thing out there is that you're supposed to take it and drag it all the way down your nose. I like to just do just a little bit right there, just right on the bridge, leaving a little gap from the tip of my nose and the bridge, so it kind of gives that contour look. Another thing is I like to save my nose contour after I do the highlight. It kind of helps me see where I need to put the contour. And I just take like a little tiny oval brush and slightly, just very slightly, go down the bridge of my nose. And I think my favorite trick is I add just a little bit of highlight right above the arch of my brow, so when I turn, I don't know, it kind of gives you that glass look. It's nice. It adds like dimension. Just a little bit. And I like to add just a little bit on top of my forehead, some on my chin, and this isn't a lot. Like, you don't want to go like crazy with this because it's gonna look kind of fake. And then my favorite, right on the top of your cupid's bow, I do my highlight and everything for a reason before I do like my mascara and lashes, because when you like set your makeup or whatever, I don't like getting setting spray on the glue or whatever. I feel like it kind of like loosens it up, especially like the mascara. It kind of makes it like watery, whatever. So I like to set my face and do my highlight and all that before I do that, especially my lips, because it does the same with the lips. For mascara, I don't really have a go-to mascara because I'm always changing them. I'm always trying stuff new, and I haven't really found one that's like really stuck with me that I've been super crazy about. I just got this one. It's the Maybelline Lash Sensational. This one just kind of lifts without making it too dramatic, and it kind of helps blend the lashes. You can't really see like a difference in them, if that makes sense. And I just bought, this is literally from Walgreens. It's pretty, so I brought it. I'm gonna use the Ardell 110 lashes just because I kind of don't want to like cover up this cute little moment we got going on, because it's I kind of want just something simple so I can do a bold lip. Still thinking about the lip. Now I do have a go-to lash glue though. It's the Kiss strip lash in clear. Any like, for some reason, what works best for me is any clear lash glue. Like, I don't like using like the grays, the blacks, any of that clear. I don't know. It just, I feel like it sticks better. I don't know. And this has aloe in it, so that sounds healthy. It's not great. I'm not gonna go too in depth on how to do lashes. If you want to see a video of how to put on lashes, just tell me down below. Wow, that feels really weird saying that. See, it just kind of adds just a little bit more. And that's kind of what I want, just like a little simple. It's in my car. Wanted to do a red lip, but it's in my car. So do I want to do a red lip? Do I really want to do a red lip? Because I wanted to try a new lip topper. Because it's glittery and pretty. But it's in my car. I'm gonna go to my car. Got it. And at this point, almost everyone knows, if you have me on Snapchat and Instagram. Okay, hold on, I'm out of breath. And I just went to my car, I'm so out of shape. Okay. Everyone knows that I crave for Milani's matte liquid lips. Literally, like, that's almost all I use, and that's bad because I never venture out on lipsticks. I literally just use the matte liquid lips like all the time. I literally have almost every single color. They're just so beautiful when they stay on all day. But I just kind of want to do a little red. Just want to do a little red. Let's see. Red's really tricky too. Sorry, I gotta whiff this. They smell amazing too. I usually line my lips with red, but I've gotten to the point where I can like just kind of put it on precise. If not, wish me luck, because concealer usually doesn't help with reds. I actually did that without messing it up. Go me.
But then I found this. What if I did like a little ombre moment? Is that old yet? Do people still do that? I don't know, but then there's this pretty gloss that I could put, I don't know. Gosh. Why do I do this to myself? This happens every time I do my makeup. Conflicting ideas. It's not even funny. It's kind of funny. I'm doing the gloss.
Tell you what this is. I don't even know what it is. I got it in, oh, it's Ciate. Okay. It's lip luster. Fancy. I got it in my Ipsy bag, and that's where I find most of my favorite products at. And that's why it's hard for me to try new stuff. But this is gonna be pretty. This is gonna be pretty.